So we've been talking a whole lot about these mysterious drones over New Jersey. So yesterday I decided to post a poll over on my X account asking my followers who they thought were behind these drones. Now, a whopping overwhelming 57% of people voted that they thought the US government was behind these drones. Now, personally, I'm not a part of that 57%. Although I think that it's a possibility, I'm open to all possibilities. But as I've stated before, if this is the US government behind these drones, it raises more questions for me than if this was a enemy government or an enemy military or something along those lines. And it would take me all day, it would take me hours to just sit here and list these questions. But here's another one for you. If this is the US government, why is the FBI out here asking people to send them photos and videos of these drones? Why is the FBI out here asking for people to help them with their investigation? It kind of just doesn't add up. I mean, you would think that if this was the US government, if anything, the FBI would be working to keep all of this a secret. Or if anything, maybe they wouldn't get involved and just not say anything at all. Or they would come up with some whack excuse like they always do, but that's not the case here. The FBI is coming out constantly, releasing little statements, pleading for the public to help them with their investigation. Please send us photos, videos, whatever information you have. So why would they be doing that if the US government was behind this? Now, I mean, I guess I could think of answers, but those answers are scarier than any other theories that I could come up with about who may be behind these drones. Because if the US government is behind the drones, and the US government is going out here asking people to help them try to find out what they are, then you really got to question what's the purpose of all of this just to begin with, and what are these drones really being used for? Because if this is the US government, then not only is the US government flying these mysterious aircraft in the skies over our heads, but they want us involved, they want us questioning things, they want us trying to figure out what these things are. So it doesn't really add up. I'm not saying it's not the case. It very well could be, but that just doesn't add up to me. And like I said, that seems scarier to me than any other explanation that someone could come up with. I don't know. I guess to put it simple, short, and sweet, if this is the US government behind this, and they've gone so far as to have members of Congress, people in the Senate, you got governors, and you got the FBI and local law enforcement encouraging the general public to help them try to figure out what these things are or where they're coming from. If the US government is behind this, and there's also behind having these government officials encouraging the public to take photos and videos of these things, then that means our government is like next level screwing with these people in what I would call some sort of psychological warfare for whatever agenda they may have. I don't even want to know what the agenda is, honestly. But let's go ahead and roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
The continued mystery now is prompting New Jersey State Senator and Republican candidate for governor John Bramnick to slam the feds for their lack of answers on this. Senator Bramnick says, in part, the slow response by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security is unacceptable and requires a formal investigation. He says the public should not be left in the dark. It should not take weeks for answers, especially when national security and public safety could be at risk. CB Cotton now with the very latest on all this. CB?
Hey, Eric. Yeah, people are really fed up and frustrated. So roughly a dozen counties in New Jersey have now had reports of drone sightings. But this mystery first began in Morris County, New Jersey, back in mid-November. And it sparked concern because of the area's proximity to President-elect Donald Trump's National Golf Club in Bedminster and Picatinny Arsenal, a military manufacturing facility. But as of this weekend, the sightings have spread to southern New Jersey and one of New York City's boroughs, Staten Island. So videos captured from neighbors show the fast-moving flying objects going through the sky with colorful blinking lights. Some eyewitnesses report the drones being as big as small cars and very loud. Now, despite how much of a ruckus this has caused and concerning people, residents say they feel like they're being left in the dark.
We have a group chat on our street, and everybody's concerned because nobody's telling us if it's safe, not safe, or what's going on. If they would just tell us, you know, it's okay, don't worry about it, we'd be okay, but nobody has said anything to us.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy held a meeting this past Thursday with DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas and other state leaders. He tried to calm nerves, writing on X, quote, "We are actively monitoring the situation and in close coordination with our federal and law enforcement partners on this matter. There is no known threat to the public at this time." So the FAA is continuing to impose temporary flight restrictions over Trump National Golf Club and the Picatinny Arsenal military base as this investigation continues.
Yeah, and Bramnick says that public investigation needs to be done.
Now, the information that I'm about to bring to you all is totally unrelated, I'm sure. But I find it interesting, you know, since we've been talking about all of these drone sightings here in America, I find this news story very interesting because about a week ago, news broke in South Korea that a member of the CCP, a Chinese national, or whatever you want to call them, a person was arrested for using drones to spy on U.S. ships over in South Korea. This news just broke about 7 days ago. Chinese student arrested over U.S. aircraft carrier video was a CCP member. A Chinese student arrested in South Korea for illegally taking drone footage of a United States aircraft carrier is a model Communist Party member, local media reports. The incident happened on June 25th when a USS Theodore Roosevelt, a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, docked at the Naval Operations Command of South Korea in Busan, a port city located on the country's southeastern coast where U.S. aircraft carriers frequently visit. South Korean newspaper Korea Jungang Daily reported on Monday that one of the 3 Chinese students under investigation for filming the U.S. aircraft carrier was recognized as being an excellent Communist Party member at a university in China in May 2021. The Chinese Communist Party has been the sole ruling party since the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949. The report also claimed that the investigative authorities are not ruling out that the possibility that China sent Communist Party members to spy in South Korea. The Chinese students who were caught in an operation conducted by the South Korean military and police claimed they filmed the U.S. aircraft carrier out of curiosity. It was not immediately clear whether the 2 other students are also CCP members. According to the report, the South Korean authorities are presuming the suspects were collecting information on bases and equipment in South Korea, as well as on U.S. aircraft carriers, over an extensive period and reporting their findings back to China. The suspects were acting in an organized manner under the direction of a Chinese spy agency, the South Korean authorities concluded. Forensic results show that they had contacts for Chinese public security officials and CCP newsletters in their mobile phones. South Korean investigators discovered the suspects had taken hundreds of photos and videos of South Korean and U.S. military facilities. In Busan, they conducted what the investigative authorities called a preliminary survey of the Korea Fleet Command in September of 2022. So this is a problem that is happening all over the world right now when it comes to U.S. military sites, U.S. military bases, places where our warships are, or places where our troops are stationed, or what have you, okay? And this story, it kind of reminds you of the story that I talked to you about in one of my other videos, where right here in America, we had a Chinese student from the University of Minnesota, I believe, that was using drones to spy on military bases right here in America. So, yes, this is unrelated, but when you start to take a step back and you're kind of looking at all of the things happening, I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that China may be behind these drones. Because they already have their sleeper cells in South Korea and, of course, over here in the U.S., collecting data and spying on us. And, you know, we've already had the spy balloon fly overhead. Not much has been done about any of this. A couple of arrests have been made. But, you know, they feel like they could do whatever they want probably at this point. I'm not saying it's China, but if it's anyone, it's China. I'm just saying. We got so many cases. These are just a couple. I'm sure we'll be finding out more in the future. But this is just a week ago we had this news breaking. And I just thought it was kind of weird considering what we're dealing with now in New Jersey. But maybe it's not connected, maybe it is. I guess we'll try to connect the dots. For now, let me know your thoughts below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.